Well, here we are again, TMR. Extra drop for this week. This one, the big film at the start of 2026, which is Wuthering Heights, directed by Emerald Fennell, starring Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi, and Martin Clunes, interestingly enough. Yes. So the story, if you don't know the story, Wuthering Heights is the love story between Catherine Earnshaw and Heathcliff. Heathcliff is the young vagabond that Mr. Earnshaw brings into the house and basically gives him clothing and food so he doesn't starve to death on the streets. As they're growing up, the young Heathcliff, played by Owen Cooper, the young lad from Adolescence, so he's done well for himself. And Catherine, they become friends, lifelong friends. As they get older, their feelings grow for each other. They end up falling in love with each other. But as it turns out, Mr. Earnshaw is a bit of a drunkard and a bit of a gambler and basically gambles away all the fortune of the Earnshaws. So they're left with not a great deal, and Wuthering Heights falls into rack and ruin. A new neighbour moves in across the valley, Edgar, who's got lots of money, and he eventually marries or proposes to Catherine. She's absolutely torn. Does she stay and marry Heathcliff, who's the love of her life, but she knows that she'll never have the money that she wants. So as it turns out, Heathcliff overhears a conversation between Catherine and her handmaiden Nellie. Only hears half the story, so he runs off into the night. As it turns out, Catherine then waits a year for Heathcliff to come back. He never does, so she marries Edgar and eventually gets pregnant by Edgar. And during that time, Heathcliff then comes back into her life. He's now rich, lots of money, and they start an illicit affair while Catherine is pregnant and married. That all comes to fruition when Heathcliff finds out about the baby. So then he gets his revenge, if you like, on Catherine by marrying the young ward of Edgar called Isabella, and basically treats her like dirt. And at the end of the film, Catherine dies of sepsis because the baby dies inside her. So yeah, that's the story of Wuthering Heights. A bit of a soap opera. All the women, it got to the end of the film, all went very quiet, and you could hear crying all around us. And I do get quite emotional during films. I didn't drop a single tear. I asked Denise what she thought of the film. She said she really enjoyed it. She asked me what I thought of the film, and I used lots of profanities because I didn't like it. I don't like it. I don't like any of the characters. Catherine is a gold digger and spoilt brat. Heathcliff ends up using Isabella like a dog to get his revenge against Catherine, and they're both adulterers because obviously she's married, plus she's also pregnant with someone else's kid, and he's quite happy to have an illicit affair with her while she's pregnant with another man's child and is married. And he's been to the guy's house and uses Isabella, like I say, like an absolute dog. Even tells Isabella that he's going to do that as well, but Isabella goes along with it, so she's just as dumb because she just lets herself get used by Heathcliff for whatever he wants. Mr. Earnshaw, drunken gambler, absolute idiot. Brilliantly played by Martin Clunes, I might add, but absolute idiot. No redeeming features there. And Edgar knows what's going on between the two of them, I'm pretty sure, and does nothing about it. And then Nellie, is Catherine's housemate, basically connives things so she gets constant employment, basically. So she uses people to get constant employment and drops people in it. None of the characters are particularly nice. None of the characters are likable. But maybe it's because I'm a guy, I don't know, because men and women are wired differently, let's be honest. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I was told by someone at work today that I should read that. But yeah, so didn't like the film, although it is beautifully shot, set in Yorkshire, so it's on the moors, and it looks beautiful. The cinematography is fantastic. The costumes are amazing. The houses, Wuthering Heights is crumbling ruin, and Edgar's house, which is just stunning, absolutely stunning. His house, all the interiors, etc. And everything about the film is really well done as a proper costume drama is. So everything looks beautiful and expensive and fantastic, but the characters are basically horrible. Didn't like any of them, would never watch the film again. I don't recommend people go and watch it, but of course people will because of the people that are in it. It currently trends at 6.3 on IMDb. I'm surprised it rates that highly. I've scored it a 4, and the only reason I scored it a 4 is because of Martin Clunes. I thought he was great, and the way that it's shot, and it looks beautiful. That's why I've given it 4 out of 10. I can't score it any higher because it's one of the few films, second only to Meet the Parents, where I've come out of a cinema screen wanting to punch someone. Hated the film, hated the characters. So there you go. That's my summing up of Wuthering Heights. Controversial, I might say. Let me know your thoughts and comments when you go to watch the film, and let me know. That's it for now. See you soon.